Trump owes tariffs to stop migrant disaster as Mexican president's top secret comes out. President Donald Trump knows Congress won't fix the massive crisis at our southern border, so he will. The president just approved putting massive tariffs on all Mexican imports, which will increase until they keep their promise to stem the tide of illegal immigrants. In fact, it was the Mexican president's secret that is so dangerous to America that Trump knew he had to act fast. Don't miss this. Mexican President Andrés Manuel Lopez Obrador, AMLO, is a radical leftist who has shocking secret to divert the wealth from America into Mexico. Sounds crazy. Well, AMLO has thought it through and now President knows all about it. President Trump just voted to impose a 5% tariff on goods coming into the United States from Mexico starting June 10th in response to AMLO breaking his promises to stop illegal immigration into the United States. President Donald Trump announced that the United States is slapping Mexico with massive tariff for not stopping the flow of illegal aliens into the United States and that the tariffs are going to steadily increase until Mexico fixes the problem, reports the Daily Wire. And our president is making it clear on Twitter, Mexico has taken advantage of the United States for decades because of the Democrats. Our immigration laws are bad. Mexico makes a fortune from the US for decades. They can easily fix this problem. Time for them to finally do what must be done. Donald J. Trump tweeted, Mexico has taken advantage of the United States for decades because of the Dems. Our immigration laws are bad. Mexico made a fortune from the US for decades. They can easily fix this problem. Time for them to finally do what must be done. 90% of the drugs coming into the United States come through Mexico and our southern border. 80,000 people died last year. 100,000 people ruined. This has gone on for many years and nothing has been about it. We have a $100 billion trade deficit with Mexico. It's time, Trump added. Donald J. Trump tweeted, 90% of the drugs coming to the United States come through Mexico and our southern border. 80,000 people died last year. 100,000 people ruined. This has gone on for many years and nothing has been done about it. We have a $100 billion trade deficit with Mexico. It's time. However, what most people don't know is just how dangerous this new Mexican president really is. And if left unchecked, it would be a disaster for Americans. When AMLO was running for the Mexican presidency in 2018, he made it clear he was never going to stem the tide of illegals into America. And soon, very soon, after the victory of our movement, we will defend all the migrants in the American continent and all the migrants in the world. AMLO said, adding that immigrants must leave their towns and find a life in the United States. He then declared it as a human right we will defend. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. Most political observers read this and think it sounds crazy. They make comparison to a US presidential candidate telling Americans to flee to Canada. What AMLO was saying in 2018 was not a surprise. Now it's an ideological proclamation. There is an actual cut. What AMLO was saying in 2018 was not a surprise. Now it's an ideological proclamation. There is an actual strategic policy behind this statement. This has been AMLO's strategy for years and no one was paying attention. Andrés Manuel Lopez Obrador has long proposed a key economic plan for Mexico to become wealthy. However, his idea has only recently gained broad mainstream Mexican understanding. Conservative US media have no idea, but Democrats, activists and far-left immigration radicals certainly do. AMLO has thought this through and he has seen the mistake made by aliens in Cuba and Venezuela, reports the conservative treehouse. AMLO has an economic plan where hundreds of thousands of his fellow Mexicans flood the southern US border region, overwhelm the system and essentially create an initial border economy. Then, with the door and pathway created began of a process of extrafiltration of US economic wealthy direct into Mexico's CTH ads. Within the plan, AMLO envisioned the US training, educating, employing, and eventually paying for a growing standard of living from Mexico. It is a fast way for Mexico to gain wealth as opposed to the long process of building out an entire social system of education, investment, infrastructure, and commerce. This is why President Trump isn't fooling around and is placing those tariffs on Mexico. It definitely got AMLO's attention and he's really angry, spouting his far leftist value in a letter to Trump. With all due respect, although you have the right to express it, America first is a fallacy because until the end of times, even beyond national borders, justice and universal fraternity will prevail, AMLO wrote. Then the Mexican president ordered his foreign minister to travel to Washington on Friday for an emergency meeting, hoping to stop the tariffs. Trump isn't going to budge. He knows AMLO plays a political game and has made hollow promises before. And how dare this fat leftist president tell Trump America first is a fallacy? If AMLO thinks he can't take on America and win, then he is in for a rude awakening. This is another reason why we can't afford to have a Democrat in charge. They would open the borders and, in essence, lose the country for good. Please share this video with your friends and family. Thank you. God bless you.